What is Hatha Yoga? That is what we are going to explore in today's video. I know that this can be a confusing topic for a lot of newbies and some of you who've also been teaching and practicing yoga for a long time. I remember when I started yoga, when it was 2000 and something, I did my teacher training in 2003, and I just thought yoga was yoga. I didn't really know that there were different styles of yoga. I didn't really know that there was anything different than what I was doing. And so when I joined our teacher training, it was the first time in the course that I'd heard that there are different styles of yoga, that there's something called Bikram yoga, that there's something called Ashtanga yoga, that there's something called Kundalini yoga, and all these different names that had been thrown up that I didn't even know. And all I knew is that I was practicing Hatha Yoga. And so what I thought was Hatha Yoga was what I was practicing. However, when I started training and going a little further, especially when it came to the philosophy, I was taught, and I understand that Hatha Yoga is all physical yoga. So there are different types of yoga. There's Bhakti yoga, there's Jnanam yoga, which is like the knowledge, the reading. There are so many different styles of yoga, and Hatha Yoga, which is the sun and the moon, is that yoga which is physical. And so all styles of yoga fit underneath this umbrella term of what is called Hatha Yoga. And so Hatha Yoga is kind of like the main category, and then thereunder you will get your Bikram, your Vinyasa, your Ashtanga, your Sivananda, your Kundalini, your Satyananda. I'm just trying to think, and there's so many. There's the hot yoga, and there are so many people that have now branded their own names. And one of the yoga styles under there is Integral Hatha Yoga. Now, Integral Hatha Yoga is what I was actually practicing, what I was actually doing, but I didn't know that it was called that. It was just called Hatha Yoga. And so what I love about this story is that I think so many of you can relate to it, because you're probably just calling Hatha Yoga a style, and actually it is the umbrella term, and underneath that is what, for example, is Integral Hatha Yoga, which is what we teach at the Academy of Yoga and Ayurveda. Welcome. My name is Nina Sachs. I am one of the directors here, and we have a yoga teacher training program that is based in Cape Town, South Africa. It's a 9-month training. We have a 200, a 300, a 100-hour up level for yoga teachers, and a 40-hour training in Ayurveda as well. Those are the 4 courses that we offer. And it is all under this umbrella term of Integral Hatha Yoga. So or integral, doesn't really matter how you pronounce it, I don't think. But what exactly does it mean, and what does it encompass? Well, it integrates all aspects. So that means that there is always an aspect to start of centering before you start a class. It means that you are acknowledging all the different students who are coming in with their particular needs. You're warming up the body slowly. You're taking them through a proper Vinyasa krama, which is not to be confused with Vinyasa yoga. We'll get to another video on that in the future. But we're doing a proper progression in a yoga class, and then a cool down, and then we're always doing a little bit of breath work, which we call pranayama, a little relaxation, and at the end, which we call yoga nidra. And dispersed through all of that, we also include and we drop in a few of kind of like yoga philosophy. We use a lot of Sanskrit in the terminology, because there's such a special aspect or energy that is created when you pronounce and you enunciate the Sanskrit words when you're teaching them, the Sanskrit postures. So that is what Integral Hatha Yoga is. It also draws on the qualities that you learn in Ayurveda, because the Ayurveda, the practice and the science of Ayurveda, you cannot leave that out when it comes to your yoga class. So an Integral Hatha Yoga class integrates and it encompasses all of the aspects of yoga. And it makes it very holistic, it makes it very wholesome, it makes it very nurturing and very nourishing to those who attend. So yes, classes can be strong. Yes, classes can be super gentle because they are tailored to who it is that is coming and attending. So I hope this has helped with clarifying as to what Hatha Yoga is, and that underneath all of that, any physical yoga is a part of Hatha Yoga. And I hope that also gives you an insight as to what style and type of yoga that we teach at the Academy of Yoga and Ayurveda. If you'd like to find more about how we operate, what we do, when our next start dates are, look in the descriptions below. You can head to our website, you can join our email list, you can subscribe to this channel, which is always helpful. Share it with someone who you know is possibly thinking of doing a teacher training course, because this video might just end up being another option for them to consider and research a little bit further. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.